Welcome once again to Correro, where Nigeria's biggest conversation find context. I am Godwin Sunday. Tonight, we turn our attention to the Labour Party, a party that in recent times captured national headlines, especially during the 2023 general elections. The Labour Party has become a political force many didn't anticipate, giving hope to millions of Nigerians who longed for a fresh alternative. But like many fast rising political movements, internal cracks have begun to surface. From dispute over leadership structures to conflicting court rulings, parallel party executives, and accusations of betrayal, the Labour Party has found itself battling not just external opposition, but a storm within its own walls. With elections ahead, the big question is, will the Labour Party resolve this internal crisis and consolidate its growing support, or will it lose momentum at the very moment Nigerians are expecting much from it? To help us unpack these issues, we have with us in the studio Musa Basiratut Abijoke, the Deputy Chairman of Labour Party in the Federal Capital Territory. She will be sharing our insights on the crisis within the party, its implication, and the road ahead as the nation moves closer to another electoral cycle. We'll take a short break, and when we return, the conversations begin. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Well, with me right now is Mrs. Abijoke. You're welcome to Correro.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, so let's delve into the conversation. A lot to talk about even tonight. But let's start the conversation from the court ruling of August the 15th. Nasarawa High Court that have further given Aburi more support and also asked the FCT to recognize the Aburi's list that I should publish the list. All of this playing out right now. It has further deepened the crack as Nanadi Usman faction of the party as well as Apapa faction of the party are aggrieved at this moment. And this further expand the cracks in the Labour Party. But then let me get you talk about this issue. Where does this court judgment bring us at this point in time?
Okay. Good evening once again. Just to make some corrections concerning my name. My name is Musa Basirat Ibijoke.
Ibijoke. Oh,
yes.
Noted, corrected.
The Deputy Chairman of Labour Party, FCT, representing the Southwest Geopolitical Zone.
All right.
All right. Talking about the court judgments given by the Nasarawa, it's a very welcome idea and a very welcome incident that happened to the Labour Party, because it was like the Nanande group were feeling they should take over the Labour Party, which Obi himself said that they are in ADC waiting to take over Labour Party till they take over Labour Party, which is not a right statement to be said from a leader, expected from a leader, because you can't say you want to take over a place where you have not built. You only take over a place that belongs to you. Labour Party does not belong to a certain group. Labour Party belongs to the Nigerians, the Nigerian civil servants, the Nigerian laborers. These are the owner of Labour Party, not a particular people. But for the bourgeois to come in and want to take over Labour Party, That is the reason why the neck of Labour Party are resisting them by all means. Because there was a time they said they were having neck meeting in Transcom Hilton. If you look at the constitution of Labour Party...
You mean the stakeholders meeting of Labour Party?
Yes. There is nothing like stakeholder in Labour Party constitution. Nothing like stakeholder. We don't have stakeholder in our constitution. We only have the NEC and the convention, which is the highest level of executives in Labour Party. After the NEC, after the convention, any decision taken by the convention stands. A convention happened in 2024, and Aguirre emerged as the chairman, which Alex Oti was the chairman of that particular convention. He sent his deputy to represent him. If you are not accepting a process, why do you send your representative? You shouldn't have been there. But he accepted the convention by sending his deputy. His deputy was the chairman of that convention. And that convention, the deputy chairman handed the certificate of return to Abure. So where is the problem coming from? If Oti can be there, can be represented, and every other senator, the senators were there, the House of Reps members were there, all the executive state executive, state chairman and their secretary were all there. So, and in the NEC, I think there are about 74 statutory positions. How can only 4 or 6 stand and say they are taking over a party? It's not possible. No matter how they go to court, they will only be wasting their time and their money and their resources, as far as I'm concerned.
But from the look of things, it's as if people that have the numbers, the population,
yes,
are currently leaving the Labour Party. The likes of Obi, because from the look of things, I see the Labour Party is being divided into two factions right now. A faction for the coalition and a faction for the non-coalition. So let me even get you talk to us in this light. Is the party really divided along this line?
At all. We are not part of the coalition. The Labour Party under the constitution, not the one they formed, under the Labour Party constitution that we stand on, we are not joining any coalition. We are standing
even
for
though
Labour
the people
Party.
that have the numbers right now leaving the party, the likes of Peter Obi, the likes of Vivo of Lagos State, and governorship aspirants.
Let me tell you.
And a lot of names are leaving the Labour Party as it stands right now. Is the party not concerned about all of this?
Yes, we are concerned about it. But the thing is, you know, when you don't say because people are leaving your family, then you follow them. Visitors come and go. But you, the owner of the house, stays. Because you have party today, people come for your birthday, and they say they are going. You restrict them from going. No, you allow them to go. When you have another celebration, they will still come. I feel they will come. When the time arrives and people are supposed to come, they will come.
But then this aggrieved members tend to be pointing accusing finger at Abure. A lot of irregularities have been said. Unpopular statements have been printed about Abure on social media, even on print. But then, looking at the Executive Council, is it not right at this point to carry out an in-house investigation and as such, ask Abure to please step aside so that the party can move forward in this regard?
Okay. Asking Abure to step aside, it should be according to the constitution. You don't just arbitrarily say, Abure, step aside. The convention is the highest decision-making body of Labour Party, which has been done, and Abure emerged as the chairman. So on what premise will somebody now said, Abure step aside? On what ground? If you have 74, and out of 74, 69 said we want him. Who is 64? Because we are in a democracy. The highest takes the vote. So you can't come, you four, fighting against 74. If you, in Labour Party, let me tell you something that people don't know, majority of people don't know. It's just like family. I don't know the norms that take place in your family. Neither do you know mine. It's when you come in, and even when you come in, if you are not inquisitive, wanting to know, you will not know. Because you are a visitor. You are meant to come and go. But if you really want to be part of the family, you have to settle down and know. Before all these people joined the party, did they really go through the constitution of the party?
So whose fault was that they didn't go through the party constitution?
It's their fault, because the constitution is made general.
No, it was as if the Labour Party invited the likes of Peter Obi to come take the party's ticket and run. So whose fault was it that the Labour Party did not do their due diligence?
Sir, you knew that Obi was invited to take the ticket. So why is he aspiring to take
automatically has become a member of the party because he has understood to fly the party's, to be the party's presidential flag bearer. But he understands the party's what the party stands for, Mama, Papa, Pikin. Yes. He understands the rudiment, and he is driving, because before a party to invite Obi, it means that your party have scrutinized its policy. They know what his manifesto stand for, and he's definitely representing the Labour Party. That's why he was called into the party. Otherwise, if what he stood for was not in tandem with the party's constitution, the Labour Party would not have brought in him, or you don't think so?
What he stood for was later revealed by the Labour Party, because he was told what to do and what not to do. So it depends on him to do what he is expected to do. I can take a horse to the river, but I can't force him to take water. According to Labour Party constitution, once you lose an election, you become an ordinary member. You don't have a stake. It will only be respect for them to say, okay, he's one of our stakeholders. But you don't have any power at all. You become just an ordinary member. Because in news, what's it called? You will just be hearing in media spaces, you'll be hearing, Obi is a stakeholder, he's a major stakeholder. Who told you? Once in our constitution does not recognize stakeholders. It's just as respect for him, being a former governor and somebody that represented Labour Party, came out for Labour Party ticket and really moved the masses. That was why it was recognized and respected and been seen as the leader of the party. But in the constitution, he's not a leader of the party. It's not a leader of the party. The leader of the party is Barrister Julius Abure, and also the national chairman.
This is getting interesting. Now, a lot of people will say that the Julius Abure faction is being sponsored by the All Progressive Congress to destabilize the Labour Party, and as such, and he's working with the All Progressive Congress in order to ensure that the Labour Party does not win an election. You are in the house, Mama, Papa, Pikin family. Yes. What is the reality of this fact?
In fact, it's false. Because if the trend favors them, they feel they are winning, then Abure is not
winning. Even though we've seen Abure gone to greet the likes of Yesom Wike, he's even shook hands with Yesom Wike.
Haven't you seen Peter Obi going to
as the chairman, how many chairmen of political parties are rubbing shoulders and exchanging handshakes with the opposition?
It's because they don't bring them out. It's because they don't bring them out. If we search pictures, we will see. Can't you make friends with people anymore? Because I'm now the national chairman, I should be, caged in a box. I can't relate with anybody. Why is Peter Obi with Atiku? Why is Peter Obi with Erufai? Why is Peter Obi with Aregbesola? Why is Peter Obi with Amechi? To talk of the why is Peter Obi with Dilo Menai? Why is it with all these people that I and you fought against during 2023?
Well, you fought against,
yes.
not I and you. Okay.
Except you are not in the way.
Well, we are journalists. We are journalists, okay. So
we that fought for the change. We wanted something new. We wanted something good. We wanted something better. So we don't want these old crops. That was why we stood against them in 2023. So what was he looking for? Going back there, having coalition with them. Very soon, maybe some other imaginary people will still join that coalition. Because when they don't have a space in governance, they begin to fight. And that's exactly what is happening in Labour Party. After the 2023 general election, you know, the national office was like deserted during that campaign period. Nobody was really coming in. Nobody was really encouraging the executives. They were all abandoned. People that brought you in, that voted you in during the primary, that said, okay, go, take our ticket. But when the blessing comes, you separated them, feeling they should not be part of it. You brought your people. I can even hear one of them saying on the on press on what's it called, on net, saying she held the party polling unit agents' money. Polling unit agents, they suffered. That is part of the reason. That was part of the reason we lost that election. Because people, they were not ready to sponsor the polling units. Is it Abure that will sponsor the polling unit agents? It shouldn't be. There are money that campaign organizations sent. Where was it? So all these things, before people begin to talk, they should come into the house and understand what is happening. Once they win election, most of them, once they win, they won that election, they abandon the party executives. They've not been doing anything towards them. Where do you want them to get their finance from? You are working in a place and you are not being recognized. You are abandoned. Will you be happy?
Well, by the look of things right now, it's as if the Labour Party has failed or has fulfilled its course, and as such, the Labour Party should be tilting towards coalition. What do you think about this line of thought?
Well, I don't think the Labour Party will tilt towards that coalition. You can also hear from that in Ahmed. He said the coalition is not in line with it. That Labour Party is still a party to reckon with.
You saw what played out in the last election, the by-elections right now.
Yes.
What does it speak of the Labour Party right now?
Because there are so many battles, so many lies going on.
Even Anambra issue right now is another very, very interesting issue to look at. But then we look at this and try to marry all of these internal rifts and conflicts, the cracks within the Labour Party. Has the Labour Party truly lived up to its name?
Yes, Labour Party has truly lived up to its name by not joining the coalition.
All right, let's travel down to Abuja, where come September the 22nd, the INEC will publish a list of candidates in line with section 32 subsection 1 of the Electoral Act. And a lot of residents within the Federal Capital Territory are curious. Are we going to see Labour Party come out in the FCT election come 2026?
That's the fear. That's their fear. They don't want Labour Party to feature because they know Labour Party will beat them hands down in the coming election.
So is the Labour Party coming out? Because a lot of factions
Yes, we will come.
A lot of factions.
We are expecting our upload.
You mean the Nanadi's Usman upload, or the Apapa's upload, or the Abure's upload? Which of the upload should INEC even adopt at this point in time?
In the party constitution, INEC should go through the constitution of the party and know the rightful person. And I know INEC knows. INEC knows. If you yourself as a layman go through the constitution of the Labour Party, you will know the rightful person to as the chairman of Labour Party now.
But the house that is divided against itself, can it withstand it? Can it stand any election and win?
That's what they have caused because of their greed.
But it's not just them. If you said Abure faction is the most recognized, yes, and constitutionally recognized by INEC, we've not seen the Abure faction sue for peace or bring aggrieved parties to the drawing board for them to come to a compromise in order to move the party forward. We hardly hear of these conversations. Or is this something going on in this magnitude that we are not aware of within the media space?
Abure has been calling for peace. Abure has been calling for peace. He has been saying that he wants everybody to come back together. That we should follow the constitution of the party. And there is no way for now that you will say, let's follow the constitution of the party, that Abure can be sidelined. Is the major stakeholder in this event.
Even though he has been accused of embezzlement, he has been accused of corruption. He has been accused of rubbing shoulders with the opposition, and as such trying to front. Those are accusations, by the way.
Are they not rubbing shoulders with oppositions? What is the meaning of I'm in Labour Party but I'm in coalition of ADC? Is it right? If you want to be yes, be yes. If you want to be no, be no. You can't be in a party and be in another party at the same time. No.
So, looking at the elections ahead, can residents of the Federal Capital Territory trust the Labour Party with their mandates?
Of course. Of course. We are going to do it. We are going to do it again.
Even though the House cannot and has not fixed itself.
The House
that has not fixed itself, can this House fix
the House
an area council within the Federal Capital Territory?
The House is
Labour
together.
Party tend to be, you've mentioned we have 3 factions of the Labour Party.
No, you said so.
Well, okay, let me not say I said so. It is on public record that the Labour Party, it is on public record that Labour Party has 3 factions. Except you want to say you don't recognize it, and not the Usman faction.
I don't recognize it.
But she also has her own faction. Another faction is there. Papa's faction is still there.
According to the constitution.
Okay, so going by the constitution, Abure has been accused of a lot of unprintable things. At this point, is there no provision in the constitution that even permits him to step down so that other people, probably disciplinary action can be taken out as against what we are seeing right now, which is the larger division and crack within the party?
I thank you very much, because you said it's an accusation.
What
they should bring their facts out. Let them bring out the facts. Yes. The people accusing him should bring out the facts. Let them sue him to the court of law. They are just talking. Let them bring out the facts and say this is what Abure has done. Because you can be accused yourself. Haven't you been accused innocently, unjustly? Because you are the head and some people want to pull you down. They will give you all kinds of names. Have you two experienced that? I'm not saying anybody is a saint. But let's call a spade a spade. They themselves that are talking. Are they pure? Are they innocent? Anybody can be accused. Before you join people to accuse somebody, please go and find out the facts. Go and find out. Because Abure brought out all the accounts, what's it called? Brought out how he spent the campaign finance. It was brought out. All the party, the party members saw it. So why didn't they challenge it in court?
All right.
And their own camp was asked to bring out their what's it called? Their account. Till today, we've not seen it.
Well, I know they will reply you very soon, even on this. But then at this point, who is the authentic FCT chairman?
Chief Peter Adigbo is the authentic FCT chairman under the leadership of Barrister Julius Abure.
So I'm curious, where does Alhaji Umar Farouk Ibrahim falls under?
It's the national secretary.
Okay.
Yes, it's on the national level.
Okay, and as such, he also within which faction?
With the Abure.
The Abure faction.
Yes.
And also has been recognized by
by INEC.
By INEC.
Yes.
Okay, let's look at all of this and try to tie them up together.
Yes.
A lot of issues within the Labour Party. But let's move down to the FCT. Let's travel a bit down to Lagos State before we tie this up.
Okay.
Let's go back to Lagos State. Now, the likes of Gbadebo,
Yes.
Vivo, has left the party. And as if Labour Party right now is standing on one leg in Lagos State. Bring us up to speed. What's happening in Labour Party, even in the southwestern part of Nigeria?
You see, in Lagos State, where I come from, I'm from Lagos State, Ikorodu precisely. And Lagos State has all kinds of people in there. And since they heard Peter Obi and his cronies do not accept Abure's leadership, it's very, very easy for everyone that came under Peter Obi aura to want to go with him. Immediately, Peter Obi said he's joining the coalition. People begin to troop into ADC, which we are not fighting. It's just natural. It's normal. So everyone that came through Obi, that wants to have the covering of Obi in 2027, let me just break the news to them. It won't be business as usual. Because that carrying will not carry them then. That's carried that carried them in 2023. It will not be the same thing. Because we are much more wiser now. Most people were not in politics then. Most enlightened people, they left politics to people that are not, what's it called? But now, people that are enlightened and in politics, they know your precedents. They go through it, what you have done when you are on seats. So if Gbadebo is leaving Labour Party, good and fine. He has left other party before he joined Labour Party. If he's going to another party, he's still on the same business. So there's no problem.
I'm curious. With all this, Gbadebo leaving the southwest of Labour Party, Obi still staggering. A stakeholder, one of the ADC members that came on the set said Obi is now a registered member of the African Democratic Congress. I'm not sure of that, but then
he has not declared that to us.
He has not declared it openly. So, but let's take that to be a tentative statement. Looking at all the names and people that are leaving the Labour Party to champion the cause for a coalition, can the Labour Party still boast of at least 4 people that it can present as presidential candidates come 2027?
Of course.
You want to mention?
No. I won't mention now. Of course, there are people that are ready to take the ticket.
Because it stands right now, it's as if the whole Labour Party is built around.
That's what
you recall
they
that
think.
before Obi came to the Labour Party was almost a silent bulldog, a
Yes.
toothless bulldog.
And also Obi. Let me tell you what happened.
All right.
Labour Party was building itself. Obi also was building himself. Before he was invited to Labour Party, the Safe Society called Obi and other stakeholders and talked to them. This is what we want to do. This is what we want you to do. Which was the manifesto of Obi. So Obi leaving the party now, it doesn't shake Labour Party because Labour Party is already known. And Obi too is already known. It's a win-win thing. If they both parts go to another party, this one too, take another candidate, there's no problem. Because with the two of them have won. Labour Party is winning. Obi too is winning.
But Labour Party tend to be losing more. I just mentioned the case of Badebo right now,
Let
where
me tell
it's
you.
as if Lagos State is standing on one leg in its Labour Party organogram and structure.
No. Badebo, he may has his own structure outside Labour Party structure because that's what they do.
Okay.
They will have their structure outside the structure of Labour Party. The Lagos State Labour Party structure is still intact. So I don't see any problem. If he goes, other people will come that will take the ticket.
No, I'm curious because prior to when they did the primaries in Lagos State, you witnessed the primaries in Lagos State. You followed the local government primary elections. I beg your pardon. The local government elections that happened in Lagos State. At the point, Labour Party was almost not even coming out for that election.
Yes.
We saw big contenders like only PDP, and the two contenders were only PDP and the All Progressive Congress, which was the ruling party. Labour Party was almost nowhere to be found because they lack leadership. For one would think that at this point, the Labour Party is standing on one leg in Lagos, a party that was able to defeat the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a major stakeholder in Lagos. They were able to defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos. Right now, that party cannot even account for one third of the votes in Lagos
How
State.
do you want them to come out?
Well, I don't know.
When they were attacked, they were being attacked. Molestation, beaten up.
Is it on record?
Yes, on record. Labour Party members. Yes, they were beaten up. Injuries. We saw it on social media, it's everywhere. So how do you expect them to still come out? At the expense of their life?
For local government elections.
For local government
But they have their strongholds even in Lagos.
They have their stronghold, but it was another dimension that it took this local government election. You can hear somebody saying, if you are not voting for this party, you better not come out. Just stay in your house.
Is it not this issue that the party does not have a leader
no. What concerns
in Lagos State, and by extension other parts of Nigeria?
What concerns the leadership of a party with other?
Of course, if Badebo was still on ground.
Even when Badebo was there, that was done.
Badebo knows how to champion the cause of Labour Party and knows how to mobilize the people.
He can't stop them. Badebo can't stop them. You will see what will happen in 2027. Except the people stand up and defend themselves. Because the atrocities that happened in Lagos, we pray to not ever happen again. If not, worse will happen.
We've moved to Lagos. Let's travel down to Anambra and look at what is playing out also within the politics in Anambra State. Okay. Of course, November we're going to the polls and bringing in a new, probably Soludo might continue, might not continue. We can't say authoritatively on this day. But Labour Party, as it stands right now with its internal rift and cracks, do they stand a chance in Anambra State?
Yes, they stand a chance.
Going by what we saw
It's a
the
matter of
by
you
elections.
making sure the structure of the party is being carried along.
Which structure of the party, and who carries them along? The people from the East that are joining Labour Party because they believe so much in the leadership of Obi, and most of them are attached to the obedient movement. I don't know if you are aware. And now you're detaching Obi and not trying to even look at coming back to the round table, or even saying, okay, Abure, go on, probably just step aside so that we can win election.
Why should Abure step aside? Why?
Can't we look into this for a win-win situation?
According to the Constitution, you don't bend the Constitution for anybody. For anybody's
desire. At the detriment of the party's
chances. At the detriment
chances.
of what?
At the detriment of the party's chances of winning.
Wasn't Abure there in 2023 when he won?
Without accusations.
Well, without accusations. So where is the accusation coming from?
2023, Abure was
when they don't have a space to fill.
Was without accusation. Right now,
let me tell you why there was no accusation.
Oh, please go ahead.
The reason why there was no accusation was the hope that we are going to have the presidency. And there will be lots of space for everybody. That was why they were not bothered. But immediately the 2023 election was over and everybody was calm, there was nothing happening again. They stood up. They want to take over the party. Who does that?
So let's talk about the Anambra issue. Does the Labour Party stand a chance of winning any polling unit in Anambra State?
Of course. After all, Labour Party won Enugu, a constituency in Enugu as House of Rep.
Using the Obi.
No. Just of recent now.
Yes, the by-election.
Yes, the by-election.
And he won the election itself using Obi.
No, it wasn't using Obi. Obi went for another person, ADC.
Yeah.
A woman.
The Labour Party candidate, how did he win that election first in Enugu State? Most House of Rep members that won that election won it on the umbrella of the obedient movement, which was a very strong movement as at 2023.
Which are under Labour Party.
Now that the house is shaking, and the obedient movement doesn't seem to, they are even trying to even get their own political party. I don't know if you're aware.
I think it will be better for them.
Okay, so at this point in time, I'm curious. The obedient movement are not with the Labour Party. They are partially not with the Labour Party. A lot of strong names are leaving the Labour Party, even within the southeastern part of Nigeria. As it stands today, if we are to go into an election within the southeastern part of Nigeria, will the Labour Party win any seat? Even starting from Anambra.
It will win.
Even the polling units.
It will win. It depends on now. Nigeria are looking at individuals, not the party. They are more focusing on individuals. That's why OB movement is still on. They don't want to know where the person is coming from. So far, you are okay. Good to go. So it's not about what's it called? A party. Then we don't want to look at party again. Nigerians don't want to look at party again. They want to vote an individual. What are your precedents? What are the things you have done? So Labour Party we are still going to win polling units because so far in 2023 we can pick Obi, a credible person. So also in other election, credible candidates will emerge that people will desire to vote for.
All right, so let's just before I let you go at this point in time, we've been talking about the whole Labour Party crisis and also even trying to help us put these issues in perspective. But then, the Labour Party constitution, which you've always talked about and you stood for at this point, does it have any disciplinary section in that constitution that can address some of this concern that's been raised by concerned members? If yes, why is it NEC members or an emergency convention is not being called in order to address this pressing concern that's being raised by concerned members in order to fix the party and get the party ready for future elections.
What are the NEC members?
Okay.
That's why I want to.
All right,
I want
please
to
go ahead.
explain. You see, NEC members are individuals in the party who have statutory obligations, and these people, they are about 74 in numbers. If you want to commence a disciplinary action on somebody, they have to be, the case has to be voted for.
Yeah, 1/3.
So if they come and want to discipline so person, and out of 70, maybe 20 said, yes, let's discipline, and 50 said, no discipline, which one do you think will emerge at the end of the day? The 50-something. So if I see reason to discipline, and you said majority of people say no, there's no reason for discipline, the minor will rest, because this thing have to be done democratically. It's not the people making noise outside that decide what happens in the NEC. There are just 74 of them.
So in the light of this,
Yes.
if you have a candidate from the FCT that is very popular and it belongs to the Nanadi faction, and the candidate from Abure's faction is not that popular, but in order to gain access to leadership and provide the kind of leadership that the Labour Party is being known for, wouldn't there be any form of sacrifice in order for win-win situation to thrive?
Definitely. But I don't see how INEC is going to take the Nanande group candidates. It's not possible. I'm not saying.
So there will be
according to the Constitution.
At no point will there be a melting point.
No. The meeting point is we can reconcile, we fight, we come together. That's what makes up a family. We don't fight and fight apart. We fight and come together because of our norms. What are the things, how we have gone wrong? You are not supposed to do this, you are not supposed to do this. That's what makes people, that's what makes community, that's what makes society. There is what we believe in. And what is our guide? Our guide is our Constitution. Let's come together, let's use our Constitution and make peace. Because everything we are fighting for is in the Constitution. That's why the Supreme Court said, go back and settle yourself. So if they can't go back and settle, then what do you expect? But I know if the person is wise, he will know how to go to the right source and make sure that every party comes together. Because you can't be a flag bearer of a party and the party is divided. You yourself, you are not going to enjoy it. So definitely, if you are a candidate of Labour Party and you are seeing division, you have to fight. You have to make peace. You have to source for peace.
In the face of current realities,
yes, sir,
can the Labour Party still come together as one family?
We are together.
Different factions. 3 factions.
There is no faction in Labour Party.
But you've said you've continually said there's no faction. It's on public record.
That's what is on public.
We have the Nanadi response faction.
Let me tell you something.
We have the Papa's faction. And you said there's no faction. Abure's faction is just one.
I'm coming.
Now you've mentioned the one that is being recognized.
See, I went to a burial of one of our sister, a Labour Party woman to the core. We call her Mama door to door. She died of recent. Both Labour Party, all the Labour parties, OB, the Labour Party people that I know, were there. So, where's the fashion? When things bring us together, important, when we come together, we must come together. There's no two ways about it.
So let's take it that the faction is just a political strategy by the Labour Party to distract us. Well, at this point in time, I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Basira Tut Ibijoke
Okay.
for finding out time to be with us here on Corero.
Thank you so much.
Well, viewers, is how far we can go tonight here on the show. Don't forget that you can join the conversation on our various social media handle currently showing on your screen there. And also you can download the Rapid TV app from your Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. I am Godwin Sunday. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.